Stop saying funny things while the the microphones are off.
Oh, the cameras are off, eh?
Oh, the cameras are off.
You're not supposed to be amusing unless we can turn it into content. All right, so the last rerun episode we're gonna do between seasons, and we selected the Pixies album because I think that was the first one you brought in, Sean.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it was like the 4th episode I was on.
Yeah, because before you were on the Ace Frehley episode, which is your first one, which we re-aired also, the B-52s, and then the Lord Such episode.
Yeah.
And the Lord Such episode we recorded the same day that we did this episode, so... and yeah, we mentioned that one a lot. So
yeah, it's I don't think we mentioned a lot in the episode. We just kind of mentioned it in passing because we were like, oh, we recorded it the same day. But it's kind of funny listening back on it, this one, because I just listened to it again. I listened to it twice this week. I listened to it again today while listening to the album Surfer Rosa.
I did no homework.
You are a slacker.
I did homework for the album that I'm bringing today. I'm not doing homework for a rerun. I'm just gonna wing it.
Well,
to me, it's really weird to listen to myself, which I mentioned in the last rerun episode. So
yeah, it is. I realized how awkward I was, and try not to be too offensive, I guess. And now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll just say whatever.
I mean, it was the same with me and Dave, but yeah, I can tell that you've you've evolved to be more comfortable in your speaking presence, which is the same when I was re-listening to like one of our first season episodes. It's funny how much more stiff me and Dave seemed early on, and of course that just goes away as time goes on. So.
Yeah, I just got to get more comfortable on mic, or even with a new dynamic with different people, too, which is why we keep having guests come on, so that they can be uncomfortable while we're comfortable.
Yeah, Pete one time described our podcast as Trey and Abed in the morning, but I still take that as a compliment. I think it's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, this album... One thing that you said I didn't mention on it, and so I'll just tell the story now. This album is what made me into more of a music guy than a gamer, so I do owe it a lot to that, because I remember one time I was playing World of Warcraft, and it was incredibly boring. I was farming for materials to make better armor or whatever, and... as I kept going, I was like, this kind of sucks. I was listening to Surfer Rosa while I was doing that. It's like, I think I'm just going to get really into music instead of this.
That's a great decision.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My recent hobby of driving around small towns and taking pictures and stuff, that actually came from me playing Zelda. And I was like, wait a minute, I can do this in real life.
Yeah.
I can get my car and go explore the countryside. So I started doing that. Now, granted, I don't get to fight monsters yet. Maybe I'll find some weird locals that'll fight me, and when I kill them,
is that
I get
why
rupees.
you keep taking your shotgun with you?
Yeah, you'll be able to fight plenty of monsters if you keep going into condemned buildings and getting attacked by raccoons.
I did go up to an abandoned high school that I couldn't find a way into it, but it's been abandoned since the 50s, and this local guy was using it for storage. And you can actually find the town records of the locals bitching at him for not taking care of his properties in the town. And they've been finding him $100 a day since 2015. And I think he's dead now, so I think he just got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, try finding me now, fuckers.
But yeah, if
repo his gravestone.
If you check out my Instagram, I occasionally post pictures of me in small towns and stuff. So usually it's just clips from this show, but it's also that. So
yeah, this was actually not a bad episode too. I think it was one of the first ones that went longer than an hour that I was on, because I looked at the runtime and it's over an hour. Oh,
it's funny looking at the early episodes compared to the EP episodes, because it's oh, they're the same length.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was the length of this one's an hour and 5 minutes or something like that. Yeah. And I think if you look at Ace Frehley was 45 minutes, and Lord Such, I think, is 45 minutes as
Yeah.
well, and so is the B-52s, but this one's over an hour. So
Yeah.
we actually had a lot more to say about this album. And also listening to you talk about it was kind of interesting because you, like, actually were a lot more like, oh, my God. You were, because it was something you hadn't really heard before.
Right. Yeah, and I'm surprised I never had before because it just seems like so in my wheelhouse, you know, being a fan of like the grunge bands and the alternative bands around them, but I don't remember why I never really dug into them before. It's I don't know.
Pixies is one of those bands. Like, I'd never heard them until someone brought over one of their albums to me.
No.
So,
I mean, I'd certainly heard about them because you'd hear artists that I like would talk about them in interviews. So you'd think I would have went and picked up their album based just on that. But I don't know. When you're on like a musical journey, at least especially in my case, you kind of just go where the river flows, and you can't really like force yourself to like listen to something, even if you see it like recommended or something. It almost has to like naturally come about, which is why I'm really enjoying doing this podcast because it's really hard to like open a link and then get into an album that somebody like sent you. If you're actually like sitting together with somebody and you're all talking about like what you like about the album, it makes it a lot easier to like put into your like rotation and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
well, the first time I heard the name Frank Black was actually in a Bloodhound Gang song. And I didn't realize it until later on, and I actually heard the song Monkey Gone to Heaven that he kind of apes the lyrics a bit, where he goes, so if man is 5 and devil is 6 and that must make me 7, this honky's gone to heaven.
You know, I think I consider it one of the great injustices of music that Bloodhound Gang was bigger than King Missile, because King Missile did the same kind of humor but better.
I think they just hit a nerve with saying the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
Yeah, but Detachable Penis is a better song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was still popular. I remember that song playing on MTV, though.
Detachable Penis. I found out like yesterday that the lead singer of King Missile is like a lawyer now, which is great.
Hey, weren't you the dude from King Missile? No.
No. Now I have to go. Now I have to go defend this this person who allegedly cut off someone's penis.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Lorena Bobbitt was right. Her husband was abusive.
He deserved to have his dick cut off and thrown into a field.
He did. And I think it's funny that he got it reattached and started a porno.
Called John Bobbitt Uncut.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
It is a real
ladies and
thing.
gentlemen.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Another thing I thought was funny about the episode is that was back when I was still trying to run ads to like promote our music. Nobody really went and checked out our music based on those ads from what I can tell. So that's why I haven't really done that since. So it's like, well, if you want to check out our music, then check out the bumps. But
I did like how I said,
yeah.
love ya.
One thing that I've noticed is like with friends and coworkers, when I promote this, people tend to either like the podcast or like our music. One or the other.
Until they hear me talking and they're like, okay.
The album did end with a live version of Cult of Reason, one of our songs. And I don't know. It's good. Go check it out.
Yeah.
You won't, statistically. But
Statistically, you won't. But hey.
Statistically, you've already turned it off because we don't play music.
Somebody that's not me is listening to the Alliterates Go to Church on one of the streaming services. I think it was Deezer. So
Nice.
if that's one of you, thank you.
Yeah, we love you. We love you specifically.
And the Alliterates Go to Church, I think, was a really good bootleg. So
I think that's one of our like better shows, just like front to back.
yeah.
It was funny because Dan, like, what's that annoying sound? It's supposed to sound like that?
Yeah, Dan, it's interesting working with Dan because he has a certain...
Je ne sais quoi.
Well, I don't want to say he's like a perfectionist because I don't think that's true, but he worries about it more than me and Dave do. So there's like kind of a disconnect there. So I think the chaotic nature of the theremin is probably like foreign to Dan, I think.
Yeah. I also like low fidelity stuff and noise and yeah.
Yeah. And Dan doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes Lucid Fugue interesting because he just basically me and Dave just come up with all sorts of random nonsense that he arranges into songs.
Yeah.
What can legally be called songs anyway. I know some people probably think they're just random noise, but all right. So yeah, going back to like the ads, I think the two that made this episode was the one one with you and the one with Andrew. And the one with Andrew, I implied that he had a restraining order against me in that one.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
And then Sean's,
I said
you
I
were
was-
polishing your rods.
I said I was polishing my rods,
Yes.
and then I said I had to go because I was pretty close to the finishing.
And then love ya.
Love ya, babe.
The telephone ring I ripped from the Queensryche album, Operation Mindcrime, which we're gonna do next season. So, Easter
Oh, is
egg.
that the bad album season?
No, that's the season after next season.
I thought next season.
This
was
is
the bad-
technically between seasons.
Oh yeah.
We're recording the next season, but we haven't released anything yet.
Yes. This the EP episodes are non-canon, and so are the rerun episodes.
But
so
that's
it's non-canon that I said that quite right. It was the bad episode.
Yeah, that's probably enough. I feel like we say a lot in this episode, and there's not a lot that needs to be explained.
Yeah, especially since if you haven't listened to "Surfer Rosa" by the Pixies, what the fuck is wrong with you, Steve?
I've listened to it.
Yeah, Steve's listened to it.
Once.
No, twice.
I've listened to it a few times since.
Yeah. He re-listens to albums when he's
Even the
editing the
best of
episodes.
bread. He listened to it over and over again. Now it's his favorite wanking.
I actually didn't re-listen to side 2 of Best of Bread. I didn't bother with side 1.
Side 2 had its moments.
Yeah.
I thought we were listening to a different band.
I actually saw in the Todd in the Shadow subreddit somebody posted the Best of Bread like today, and was asking what everybody's opinions on that was, and I thought it was kind of funny because it's very half and half. Like half the people are saying it's hot garbage, and the other half are saying, "Oh, it's an underrated classic." And I'm like, well, I mean, the first side was terrible, and the second side just made us all want to listen to Creedence. So
Yeah.
if you were there, I guess I could understand it, but like listening to it for the first time in 2025, I didn't think there was really much of a point in bread anymore.
Nah.
Society has surpassed the need for bread.
Bread has gotten stale.
And moldy.
Yes.
Not even stale in a useful way, like putting it in the jar of brown sugar so that it doesn't all clump together.
Editing wise, I think I did all right on the Pixies episode. The dialogue seemed pretty clear and whatnot. Like some of those early episodes were kind of shaky when I was trying to figure out what I was doing. But yeah, holds up. Obviously, it's going to be up here in a minute, so you'll see what we're talking about.
And
So, have fun.
I'm not going to say my sign-off phase because the episode isn't over.
I will. Fuck off.
Love ya.
Love you, babe.
Flip you on the catch side.
Oh, shit. I forgot to mention we talked about the fucking cover art for Surfer Rosa. I forgot to mention this. Well, we talked about the naked lady. You mentioned scorpions, and I since seen the fucking cover art that you were talking about.
Oh, yes.
That is fucking gross, man.
Yeah, it is.
That, I'm like, oh dear God. How the fuck did they think that was okay?
I don't think they thought it was okay. I think they thought it would get them a lot of attention. And maybe there is some weird record executive fetish thing going on there that's not cool. I'm probably.
That's like some Epstein Island shit.
Yeah. And Yeah.
The quotes from Lolita written in marker on the feet was disgusting.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay.
I only saw it for like 2 seconds. I was like, oh my god. No.
Yeah, I'm going to try to look at it less.
Oh, I saw it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, I can't fucking believe they did that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 80s, but fuck you. Seriously.
Anywho,
Sorry.
yeah.
That's
Very
Sean
uncomfortable to be a Scorpions fan, I'd imagine.
I'm not a Scorpions fan, but, that was...
Oh, I was talking about the Epstein files.
Oh, I haven't looked at any of those. Yeah. Scorpions, not in the Epstein files.
That we know of.
That we know of yet, but maybe their manager was.
Mick Jagger's in the some of those photos that have dropped.
Oh, really?
It's not surprising, really.
Nope.
Michael Jackson isn't surprising either.
No, I wasn't surprised about that.
Going back to Scorpions for a second.
Scorpions.
The guitarist, I saw an interview with him, and I'm like, is this guy what? Okay, so he said something about like the interviewer asked him about "Rock You Like a Hurricane," and then he goes, not a lot of people know this, but that song is actually about having sex.
Really?
Really? They're so subtle. They are so subtle.
I'm like, are you guys like stupid?
That's like Spinal Tap stupid.
Yeah, that's.
What's wrong with being sexy?
I'm like, 99.9% of people who have listened to that song got that. So just presenting it like a fun fact, like, oh, that song, you thought it was about a hurricane wrecking a town, but I don't know why he's Irish, but
He is Irish.
no, he's German. But the song is actually about sex.
You thought it was about a hurricane, but it was about my
the
penis.
hurricane, yeah, but it's about sexy time, yeah. No, I thought they were Irish, the Scorpions.
No, they're German.
Oh, that explains the fucking cover now. I thought they were fucking Irish.
Why does that explain the cover?
Yeah, because Germans are perverts.
German fucking weird, yeah. They would like the sexy kinky shit. Yeah.
Do you remember that episode of Malcolm in the Middle where they go into the basement and they find the janitor's stash of German dungeon porn and conclude that he doesn't have a family because of that after he died? Germany has a reputation. That's why that joke landed.
They have a reputation for being very kinky. I always thought they were Irish. That's why I was like. But
anyway, we should probably get the episode proper started.
Hey everyone, Steve here. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast to check out our new song, Cult of Reason, taken from our new live release, Live, Laugh, Love the Alliterates, now available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, Bandcamp, and more.
Sean brought an album this time, so Sean...
But we're going to completely ignore it and listen to Peter Criss's solo album.
Get fucked.
We're gonna listen to Sean's album through one earbud, and then Peter Criss's solo album through the other at the same time.
That's how we're going to get two podcasts out in one.
That sounds like hell, actually.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you bring in today, Sean?
I brought in the Pixies' Surfer Rosa. It's an album that I love, and Pixies is my favorite band of all time. I've listened to it hundreds of times, so nothing is going to be a surprise for me on this one. which is nice because I finally am not getting surprised by some shit. Anyways,
Steve, what do you know about the Pixies?
Pixies, one of those bands that's always been on my radar, but have been kind of on the edge, and I've never taken the dive to actually listen to them. I'm sure I've been around the Pixies while they've been playing a lot, because I hang out with a lot of people that like the Pixies. But as far as me ever having sat down and actively listened to them, it's never happened, so I'm quite looking forward to this.
Yeah, my relationship to the band is like a lot of dudes my age. I discovered them in high school when a movie came out called Fight Club. Have you heard of the movie Fight Club?
Oh, I've only seen it probably like a dozen times at least.
Yeah, and a song from this album plays over the end credits, and
oh really? I didn't know that.
yeah, and so like
I'm
that
just
was
joking.
yeah, that was I know. That was how I like discovered it, because it sounded like, oh, this is a song that I haven't heard before, and it's really cool, and that scene was really cool. I like exploding buildings. This podcast endorses blowing up buildings.
Especially if they contain all the credit card companies.
Yes.
Oh, and legally, that was a joke.
Yeah. And then, so, yeah, I looked it up. I got into this I got into the albums that I could get on CD at Best Buy at that time, which were this one and the follow-up, Doolittle. This is technically their first full length, but it's not. But, their first EP is generally considered to be their first album.
The first album I got by them was actually a compilation album called Death to the Pixies. It was good. The thing that I loved about it, though, is the second disc was a 2-disc. So first disc was all their like hits, quote unquote. But the second disc was a live album, and that live album was like my favorite live performance of theirs.
Yeah, and another great thing about that live album was that it had some of the songs that were criminally left off the greatest hits disc.
That's true, because it was during their Bossa Nova tour.
Yeah.
So it had like Hang Wire and like all that stuff. It was great.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there, because we're here to talk about Surfer Rosa, which is the Pixies' debut album in 1987.
That
that
was
right?
the year that I was born.
Yeah, 1987. Steve, you're the same age as the Pixies' first album.
What month did it come
Actually,
out?
no, I take that back. It was released in March 21st, 1988. It was recorded in 1987. November and December of 1987. What else do I need to say about it?
Oh, to tie this back to a recent episode, it wasn't produced because this man did not believe in the title producer. It was engineered by the late, great Steve Albini.
Oh, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
I haven't edited that episode yet, but it is in the past from the listener perspective.
Yes, listeners will have heard that episode if they are listening to this sequentially.
Yeah, well, I guess I have like a anecdote, because Steve Albini actually did say some disparaging things about the Pixies in general and this album, because I think he didn't like it, or he was just not a fan of the band, because he called him a bland, generic band that would do that are being led by the nose rings and or something like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of a typical Steve Albini like trash talking.
Didn't he have similar remarks for Nirvana?
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly respect somebody when they're that honest.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
like, yeah, I think that, but I'll still work with you.
the funny thing is, too, though, he would go on to produce, engineer the, I think it was the first Two Breeders albums.
Yeah, he said later on Kim Deal was the best female vocalist he ever worked with.
Yeah. So, like, their bass player, he went on to work with her for her side project. So I think he likes talking shit, and he's more or less admitted that he liked talking shit because he thought a lot of the alternative music press was too positive in general. And if you say everything is the greatest thing ever, nothing means anything anymore. So he was just that guy. But yeah.
I wonder what Steve Albini would have thought of the Ace Frehley album.
Oh, he would have hated it.
He would have loved it.
I think he stated his opinions on Kiss before.
But what would he have thought of the Lord Such album?
He might have liked it.
He might have liked that, actually, yeah.
Because
we'll get the Ouija board out. We'll ask.
The Sonics from that album, like, he loved having the vocals really low and everything else turned up. And if you noticed that was kind of the sound in that recording.
Yeah. He also liked setting up microphones throughout the room to record the room, which is why, you'll kind of hear like kind of big empty room sound throughout the whole thing, which also allows it to pick up all, like the little squeals and squeaks from all the equipment. But yeah, this album was, their debut album. They, at this time, they weren't a part of like a big label yet. They were...
It was 4AD who was the publisher.
They were on 4AD.
Yeah. And so this album, so like their original EP, Come On Pilgrim, was produced by this guy named Gary Smith. And Ken Goes, which was their manager, didn't get along with Gary Smith. So then they went with Steve Albini for this recording at a different studio than Gary Smith. And so the personnel on this album is Black Francis, or Frank Black, vocals, rhythm guitar, acoustic guitar, Kim Deal, but she was credited as Mrs. John Murphy at the time. She liked going by that when she was married. And she did bass, vocals, lead vocals on Gigantic, Joey Santiago on lead guitar, Dave Lovering on drums, and then Steve Albini production and audio engineering, and Steve Lar Ballister and Vaughn Oliver did the cover image. And Steve, or have you looked at the album cover?
I'm bringing it up right now.
Why are you going to the bathroom, Steve?
Steve, zip your pants back up.
Well, Andrew made it X-rated. You made it double X-rated. I'm going to have to bring out the poo to make it triple X-rated. So. What's really funny is, who was the composer that was really into poop? Was that Bach? Or was that Mozart?
I never heard that.
I don't know. If you're going to claim a composer's into poop, it'll be spicier if you claim it's a living one. John Cage.
Leonard Bernstein. Oh, he's dead. Yeah. I think he's dead. I don't know.
Well, I'm offended.
You're offended?
Those are boobs.
They're very nice boobs.
There's a crucifix on the wall, and it's like it looks like it's in an old Spanish mission. It's like in a washed out sepia tone grayscale.
I'm going to have to bar that up when I post it on the interwebs.
or put emojis over the nipples.
Put the one that's got the tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
I'll put a picture of Gene Simmons sticking his tongue out. Or I can go with the classic put the male nipples over the female nipples, and that'll make it acceptable.
Put a picture of your own chest over it.
Dave, I want us to have listeners.
The back cover is just kind of this. It's her in profile.
Oh, actually, I kind of like that picture better than the one that ended up on the cover. But they're both cool.
There's a lot of religious themes in the Pixies lyrics, especially their earlier songs. So that's kind of, I think, what they were going for in the cover.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia article here, and it says the cover artwork features a photograph of a topless friend of a friend. I always love the topless friend of a friend. Always the best friend of a friend to have. Posing as a flamenco dancer, pitched against a wall, which displays a crucifix and a torn poster. Simon L., who contributed pictures to all Pixies albums, decided to build the set because we couldn't find the atmosphere we wanted naturally. According to that guy, Black Francis came up with the idea for the cover as he wrote songs in his father's topless Spanish bar.
Doesn't surprise me.
That guy added the crucifix and torn poster, and they sort of loaded that with all the Catholicism. Commenting on the cover in 2005, Francis said, "I just hope people find it tasteful."
I do.
It is tasteful. Like we joke about it, but it's not.
Oh yeah, it could be a lot worse. It's not like she's not like uber sexualized, but I mean she is sexy and whatever, but it's not like overtly like it's not like a Motley Crue thing.
I was gonna say, are you guys familiar with the Scorpions Virgin Killer cover?
Yes, it's not that.
Yeah, it's not that.
Actually, I've never seen it.
Nor is it Spinal Tap Sniff the Gloves cover.
What's wrong with being sexy?
It was just a Black Album cover.
Anyway, but
Yeah, the Scorpions album cover, it was pretty fucking gross, all things considered. It was just, I think it was like a record producer's like 10-year-old daughter, like just naked on the front.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like Blind Faith. They had like a 11-year-old girl holding a plane.
Oh, was that? I was also going to say Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy had a bit of a controversy with that too.
Oh, but I thought that was because it was animated. Those aren't real girls.
Oh, they weren't? No. I mean, everybody hates everything, so somebody hated that.
Yeah. But yeah, for this first side, what we have to look forward to is Bone Machine, Break My Body, Something Against You, Broken Face, Gigantic, and River Euphrates. You're gonna see
my boner machine's gonna get gigantic.
you kind of see a reoccurring theme just with the song titles, though. There's Break My Body and Broken Face.
Well, now just everything's broken.
Yeah.
You were kind of right on Bone Machine.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's about.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like, it's not on this album, but one of their best known songs on their next album is called Wave of Mutilation. There's just there's a lot of body horror going on with the Pixies and their lyrics.
And I love it.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. You can tell why the people who are like big into horror movies but not necessarily big into metal all listen to the Pixies.
Well, the Pixies were kind of they considered themselves a little bit avant-garde, and they loved surrealism like David Lynch. So they even did like a cover of In Heaven live, or I think they did do a recording of it, which was the Lady in the Radiator song from Eraserhead.
Yeah.
And then they were influenced kind of by like Salvador Dali, that movie, The Ancient Illusion.
Yeah.
Which was it had a famous scene where this guy like cuts an eyeball, and so yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
fun stuff.
I love it when people cut my eyeball.
Yeah. We'll talk about reoccurring like lyrical motifs too after we listen to the sides, but yeah. Let her rip.
All right. Well, we're going to totally put on an actual physical record and not just play it off title. So, here we go.
Hello?
Sean, old buddy, how's it going?
Steve, I'm going to have to call you back. I'm polishing my rods.
Well, I'll definitely have to let you get back to that. But first, I just wanted to let you know that our band, The Alliterates, has a new release out called Live, Laugh, Love. The Alliterates, 2022 to 2024. Now available on Bandcamp.
Okay, love ya. Bye.
Hello, Boston. Welcome to WRXQ.
The fuck are you doing?
trying to find a place for my microphone.
So, Steve, what do you think the first side of the Pixies?
I found it very shallow and pedantic. No. I found it to be very interesting because I could hear a lot of influence on artists that I really like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and Nirvana and Smashing Pumpkins, who obviously, especially Nirvana and Billy Corgan, or I should say Kurt Cobain and Billy Corgan, obviously cited them as a huge influence on their own sound, and I could hear that very clearly.
Yeah.
It sounded like the 90s, even though this came out in 88.
Yeah. It was, yeah. This was, like, yeah, a hugely influential album. A lot of what followed became part of it. Like, Pixies were never really a grunge band, but of all the bands that came slightly before grunge that inspired grunge, it would be like, if you combined the Pixies and the Melvins, basically, that would be it.
Yeah, I could absolutely hear that.
I remember hearing a story where Chris Novoselic was talking about Kurt Cobain, and when they were touring or whatever, and they were listening to this album, and he said, "I declare that this will be our drum sound." What did you think of the drum sound in this album?
I would say that the drum sound on this album was one of the stronger elements on it, and that makes sense considering it's been cited by other people as influential on their own albums.
What would you think his inspiration for his drumming would be? I'm just curious. Don't look it up.
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm bringing up the track list.
I'm just messing with you.
Well, it's funny. I know you guys are directing that to me because I'm the drummer in your band, but I think I paid more attention to the guitars.
No. I'm curious if you can guess what his musical influence is for the drums.
Is it Black Sabbath?
No.
Yeah.
The answer may surprise you.
Yeah, it may surprise you.
I have no idea.
Rush.
Oh,
He was a huge Rush fan, and if you just listen to Bone Machine and how much he does like with fills and stuff, and kind of it's very Neil Peart.
Neil Peart.
Yeah, just like the big drum sound where the drums are doing a lot of things, but then like you contrast it to like the very stripped back bass. Like there are no bass guitar fills and like the whole album. It's all like pretty straightforward bass playing, like follow the root notes. And
I noticed on, I want to say Gigantic, I noticed that the bass playing really reminded me of Chris Novoselic. The notes were kind of similar. Was that Gigantic or was that River Euphrates?
You kind of did a sit-up with River Euphrates, but Gigantic, you can very distinctly hear the bass sound.
Yeah.
It's funny that you picked that out because Kurt Cobain cited that as his favorite song on the album.
It was also their only single off this album.
Actually,
Gigantic,
actually, I was going to talk about this at the end, but we can talk about it now.
Okay, yeah.
Gigantic and River Euphrates were the singles. However, they didn't use the album cuts. They did a re-recording of them and used those ones to release the single. So the single version of Gigantic and River Euphrates is actually different than what's on the album.
It's also a lot cleaner.
Yeah, and the River Euphrates has a longer outro. It's actually like more drawn out than the album version. I actually like that version of River Euphrates better because I remember when I was listening to this album, the first go, like, you know, when I was first listening to it, I always skipped River Euphrates. It wasn't my favorite song. And it wasn't until I heard the single version that I actually appreciated the song more and actually liked the song. So then I stopped skipping it. But yeah.
Do you still prefer the single version over the album version, or is that faded entirely?
No, I still prefer the single version. I think it's a better take. But I like the gigantic album version better than the single version.
Yeah.
Has more energy.
Yeah. Going through the songs, Bone Machine, song about cheating. Oh, being cheated on, not being the cheater.
And being molested by a priest.
Yeah.
It's also
A universal experience in Boston, getting molested by a priest.
I was talking to Preachy Preach about Kissy Kiss. And then Break My Body. I think I'm not 100% sure what that song's about, but it is very like visceral because he's like, break my body, hold my bones, and then he says, you find me crashing through my mother's door kind of thing. And so, yeah, I like that song.
It's
but
general angst.
Yeah.
But talking about the physical to express emotional pain, not an uncommon thing in this particular era of alternative rock. It was, like the outcasts and the weirdos who felt alienated by everything, who would just go in and scream and play really loud about that kind of thing. Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm a belly dancer. I shake forever and I never care. Or something like that.
Yeah. My favorite track off of this side, I think, is the third one, Something Against You.
Really?
I like the really fast punky guitar riff and how, instruments come in and out a lot. I like the distorted vocals that you can't really hear unless you've listened to the album a billion times. There's like the screaming. It's a fun song to pogo to.
I remember, Steve, when we were listening to it, that was the one that you kind of sat up and were listening a little bit like, whoa.
A lot of times when I listen to an album for the first time, I have a hard time separating each track as its own individual thing. So most of my impressions are about the side as a whole. Remind me how that song's vibe.
You were talking about the guitar that sounded slightly out of tune at the beginning because he's like...
Oh, right. Yeah. So what it kind of reminded me of is... in like vaporwave, when they take like an old 80s song and like make it sound like it's melting, it kind of almost gave me like that vibe. I don't know if they were using, it kind of sounded like, I don't know if they had whammy pedals at that time, but it almost sounded like they were using a whammy pedal to make it sound out of tune for a second.
Well,
they could have been bending the strings. It was
probably the way Frank Black was playing the strings. He at the time he had a telly that he was favoring that had a Floyd Rose, and so it would kind of like when he would bend strings and stuff, it would sound kind of weird.
Yeah, and I really liked I don't know, it gave the impression that the song was kind of melting, and I always kind of like it when artists do that.
Yeah.
Broken Face probably is probably my favorite one because it's so fucking weird. It's one of their favorite topics, incest.
Yeah, especially early on, like their first EP and their first two albums, they have a lot of songs about incest and a lot of songs about the Bible.
Yeah, and Broken Face is like...
Is that like because of their experience?
No, Frank Black was like... He when he was a kid, he was like a Bible, like he was sent to Bible camps and stuff like that. And he was really into like the stories because they were like about murder and incest, like Samson and Delilah, where Samson killed Delilah's husband so he could because he saw her naked.
I know that's David and Bathsheba.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, David
Yeah.
and Bathsheba. Sorry.
Yeah.
But there is a song.
Yeah, the next album has a song about David and Bathsheba and a different one about Samson and Delilah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's, but yeah, he's always referencing those kind of themes, from like Bible stories and stuff. So
Yeah, Old Testament violence, basically.
Old Testament. And then
That's
Broken Face is like,
That's pretty metal, not gonna lie.
and
Referencing the Bible is usually pretty metal for some reason.
Yeah.
and Broken Face, he's talking about I have no lips, I have no tongues. Where there's eyes, there's only space. is saying, like, it's talking about, you know, the consequences of incestuous, and then he talks about, like, a guy whose favorite, had 2 children with his sister, and his daughters were his favorite lovers.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
Sounds like this might be George R.R. Martin's favorite band.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might actually be kind of true. I could see him actually listening to this band.
I
Probably.
could see him listening to it too. Yeah, Gigantic, the big hit, the big single. This one is also noteworthy. It's the only song on the album that Black Francis didn't write. This one was written by Kim Deal.
It was co-written.
Yeah. But yeah, it was her song basically. It sounds
Yeah.
different from the other songs. The way like the snaky bass playing, like there's still no fills, but like the way the bass line is different from like the other ones where it's just the root notes for the most part. And just like it's her like vocals, her breathy delivery really makes it. I do like how high Frank is singing the backup though. Like he's trying to do the high part of the harmony.
Well,
yeah.
he does get really high.
Yeah.
Like he goes high in his register. He's like,
Yeah.
I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and Kim Deal is a smoker and has, you know, like that smoker's voice, just the kind of the deeper.
It was the
breathy
song
voice.
that made me love Kim Deal.
Yeah, it's an amazing song. It's a great song.
It really was a standout track in my mind.
I liked the outro just with like Joey Santiago's guitar playing. I'm gonna wait till side 2 to a particular song before I talk about it a lot, but it's really good. I really like what he does with feedback and like how he makes it distinct from the rhythm guitar playing. But yeah, it stands out at the end there too. Yeah, there's a reason why that's the single, but that being like the big hit off the album was also eventually led to tension in the band because, you know, Frank Black was Black Francis, was the lead singer and the main songwriter, and like that being the big hit made people think that, oh, this is a two singer band, when really it isn't. That was the only song she really wrote, and there were times when she wanted to do her own stuff more, but then she decided just to do the Breeders, and, you know, it led to tension and a lot of resentment on Frank's part because of how big of a hit this became, and it led to the band being broken up via fax in, like, 1992.
Yeah, she actually ended up only singing lead on 2 songs, and
Yeah.
one of them was a B-side, Into the White, and that's actually a B-side on the next album.
Yeah.
I
And
guess,
that song is only okay, in my opinion, but Gigantic's amazing.
yeah, I can
Actually, it's probably one of my favorite songs I saw live, though, Into the White,
They're
because they do this thing where they flooded the stage with fog and like had white lights flashing. It was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Anyways,
Yeah, their live show has elevated a lot of their songs that I thought were more in the mid tier before too. Like, but yeah, like they could put a lot of energy into all these. But yeah,
I think a lot of times either the production or even the performance energy really does a lot to bring out a mid-tier song into a higher tier song. So I could see that totally being the case when transitioning to a live set.
yeah. Then the last song off of this side is River Euphrates. I like the song quite a bit. It's kind of funny that you didn't like it at first, because this is one of the ones that I've always been a standout for me on this album. It's just so fucking weird.
yeah, I guess, you know, the first time when I was listening to this album for like, I wasn't too much into weird stuff. I don't know. But it wasn't really, like I said, it wasn't until I heard the single version that it got me to appreciate the album version.
Meeting Dave has a tendency to make you start appreciating more weird stuff, I think.
Yeah, and then like then the lyrics are nonsensical, but in a what do they mean type of way. You know, like ride the tiger down the river Euphrates. It probably means nothing, but yeah, it's
Well, the thing that got me was like where he goes, the part where he, the second verse is what, because I don't really like his delivery on the second verse, where he's like, because it's like, Dead Sea make you float, one sip from the salty wine.
Yeah.
In the single version, he really belts that. He's
Yeah.
like, "What's that from the salty water?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that was what got me to like that song better. Was I liked his delivery in other times.
Yeah. I also like how weird his voice is. Like, just like the way he goes from like whisper singing to just like screaming at the top of his lungs a lot. He has like a really throaty scream, which kind of, when I first started as a vocalist, he was one of my go-to references for the screaming parts while I was figuring out how I wanted to sing. And so, like, if you listen to like my really early stuff when I'm just yelling all the time, this was my main point of reference at that time. So
I remember back when I first met you, I remember tending to prefer the songs where you would scream because it had an energy that I really liked about it.
yeah, that was the first side of Surfer Rosa. The second side, it gets weirder. Like, there's a little bit where I think the tracks on the first side are kind of stronger, but it's not like one of those albums where it drops off real hard. And there's some bangers and all-time classics on this side, like including, well, it opens up with the song that became the best known song off the album. Like, it was gigantic for a while until like 1999 for some reason.
From some little independent movie
Yeah, directed
that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, directed by the guy who did that one movie that no one remembers, also Seven or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But then like this side is interesting too. It has some broken Spanish. It has a song that David Bowie covered. Yeah,
Honestly, we'll get to it. Never mind. I
yeah.
won't.
But yeah, this next side, there's Where's My Mind, Cactus, Tony's Theme, Oh My Golly, Vamos, I'm Amazed, and Brick is Red.
Is Brick is Red? Is that about throwing bricks at fascists?
Close, but
Yeah.
not really.
All right, we'll flip it over. The record that we totally have.
Yes.
Flip.
Hello? Steve, the restraining order.
Oh, that expired last week. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know we have a new live release out called Live, Laugh, Love, The Alliterates, 2022 to 2024. Now on our Bandcamp page, thealliterates.bandcamp.com. Go check it out.
Okay. I need to call my lawyer. Bye.
We are up and running.
All right, and we are back. That was side 2. Steve, what'd you think of this side?
This side, I thought had a lot more, eccentricities than the first side. I don't know, I kind of felt like it was all over the place, but I don't mean that in like a bad way. I just mean there was a lot of different elements. Like, this was the more experimental side.
Yeah,
I'd say.
that's definitely true. It was kind of weird that it kind of started with 2 slower songs and then went into a fast song and then kind of slowed down again at the end. But yeah,
I kind of appreciated how silly they can get, like particularly on like Tony's theme, where they're just like, "Oh, this song's about Tony" or whatever.
yeah, he's a superhero.
This is a song about a superhero named Tony.
Yeah.
It's called Tony's Theme.
That song is about nothing.
Well, and I kind of appreciated how in the middle of this album full of very serious subjects, it just suddenly got like really like silly.
Goofy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Actually, Frank Black said he hated that song.
I think it is kind of the weakest song on the album. I
agree.
But it's also like they needed to pick things up after Where's My Mind and Cactus, and like the 2 songs that could have done that they had here are that one or I'm Amazed. And I'm Amazed is about like someone's brand new bride shooting herself in the head. And so like maybe they just wanted to do something less serious right in the middle there.
Yeah. It's not a bad song. It's just, it's one of those, like, it was kind of I think they even said in retrospect it was like one of their weaker songs.
Yeah, it's frivolous, but like listening to it as a side rather than as an album, just when it's like, like the first two songs are very good, two of the best songs on the album, but at some point you're like missing the energy from the first side, so it's like it's a good way to pick it back up. Is kind of my thought.
Yeah, I actually, truthfully, I probably like side 2 better than side 1. But that's just the uber Pixie fan in me, because I love Where's My Mind, Cactus, Vominos, Brick is Red. I love because I heard somewhere that was like one of the first Pixie songs, and that was actually the song that Frank Black and Joey Santiago showed Kim Deal when she answered the ad. How they got Kim Deal in the band is they put a ad in the paper. It said they were looking for a female bass player who's influenced by Husker Du and Peter, Paul, and Mary.
So a hardcore punk band that did melody and a folk band. Yeah.
And she was the only one that answered the ad.
And then she also hooked them up with David Lovering, their drummer, because he played drummer in the band at her played drums in the band at her wedding, and he ended up fitting in with the band well.
I would say overall, this was a very interesting record to listen to. I could definitely hear the large amount of influence that it ended up having over the grunge and the alternative scenes that ended up springing up around it. And in a lot of ways, especially on this side, it kind of, I wanted to say it reminded me of some of like the art punk stuff that you've shown me, Dave.
Oh yeah.
Except like, I don't know, ramped up to 11.
Yeah, this is the side that reminds me more of like bands like The Fall and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, like going through the tracks, Where's My Mind? I don't know what new thing we can say about it. It's
amazing.
Yeah, it became the iconic song off the album. It's the one that everyone covers if they cover a Pixie song.
It became the quintessential Pixie song.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah, it was 1999, which is kind of interesting when they decided to start doing reunions in the early aughts. Like they came back to having their biggest song be a song that, like they played it at shows and stuff, it wasn't a small song, but it wasn't like the song everyone knew. So they came back to having it like a different song being considered like their biggest hit, which is kind of one of the things that's interesting about
their
it.
biggest hit that was never a hit.
Yeah. Their reunion stuff was interesting. Like a lot of it was pretty good. Some nights they were off because, like, I don't know, their old rivalries kept them from playing together. They eventually started making new music, but when they started making new music, Kim Deal left the band and they replaced her, which I listened to one of those albums. Didn't really do it for me, but they kept doing them. There's more albums in the post-Kim Deal era now, I think, than there were in the original run from, like, the late 80s and early 90s. But for me, their legacy is their original run. So...
Yeah.
But yeah, Where's My Mind? Cactus, that's the one David Bowie covered on his, which album was that? Heathen?
Yeah, Heathen. It's the one where his eyes are like fire and stuff.
Yeah. It's a good cover that he does of it too. That's a particularly good late era Bowie album in my opinion. But also this is a great song. It's like kind of a creepy long distance relationship type song. It's kind of kinky. But it's also kind of goofy in that they, like that chant in the bridge is just spelling out the name of the band. P-I-X-I-E-S. In the Bowie version, the chant is spelling out the name David.
I always thought Cactus was about, it wasn't about like a long distance relationship, but about someone that was obsessed with another person that maybe they killed.
It could be that too.
Because he's like, a letter in your writing doesn't mean you're not dead.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Only Frank Black knows.
They were big into like the gothic as in the literary. They didn't put the effort into dressing themselves fancily to be goth in the music sense, but there's like kind of a literary kind of Faulkner-esque influence to their lyrics.
Yeah, it's kind of funny looking at old live performances of the Pixies, because Frank Black's just wearing like a plain shirt, like a plain green shirt, black pants and white high tops.
Yeah.
And Kim Deal's wearing like an athletic shirt.
Yeah. And then, like, Frank started balding really young, too, so there's just this baby-faced guy with the receding hairline doing the lead vocals. Yeah, Cactus. Tony's theme, we talked about it a little bit already, but yeah, the most frivolous song on the album. It's fun. It really picks up the energy there.
For some reason, whenever they called out, like this song's about a superhero, I was thinking of the bass player from Black Flag. What's her name?
Kira Rosliner?
Yeah. And I think that's because she did a similar yelling out in a Black Flag song. I don't remember which one, though. And I don't remember if it was actually in the Black Flag song or if it was in that compilation of Black Flag songs that Henry Rollins did for the West Memphis 3.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that'd be a cool one to cover on this someday. But
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, but... yeah, for some reason that song reminded me of Black Flag, probably just because it was silly.
Yeah. Oh my golly, fun fast song. The Spanish was atrocious. I've asked someone whose first language was Spanish what it meant, and they said it was nothing. Basically,
It's pure nonsense, is what I was told by someone that spoke Spanish.
I think there's some random like Spanish curse words thrown in. I like the really fast acoustic guitar playing.
Actually, if you want to see a good version or a good live version of that, there's a version of Tenacious D and Frank Black doing it together, and it's fucking great.
I lycoed that song-o.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun little song. Frank Black actually like went to college for anthropology, but he had to drop out because he had to take Spanish for it, and his Spanish was so bad that he basically failed out of college. So that, so really bad broken Spanish is a lyrical motif in the early days. They kind of stopped doing it in their fourth and fifth album. But that was also when they stopped talking about the Bible and started talking about UFOs instead. It's different. Like, I like the fourth and fifth album quite a bit, but it's different at that point. The band's dynamic has shifted because Kim and Frank don't like each other anymore at that point. But yeah, this one is the one where everyone's getting along the best too, which has a great energy, which will tell us about the hidden track between Oh My Golly and Vamos, the You Fucking Die track.
You fucking die!
I have stated on the record that I hate little hidden goofs on CDs. This one's kind of an exception for me. I like it. It's fun.
I like it when weird studio banter is put in because it gives you kind of a peek into the artist's personality, I feel like. So
yeah,
to me, I thought that was pretty welcome.
Yeah,
I think Steve Albini snuck it in or something like that, and I don't know if he said he thought it was kind of gimmicky. He did, but he's the one that did it, and he made it gimmicky. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I think he put it in, regretted putting it in, but the band liked it and left it in.
Yeah, I also saw that Steve Albini thought it was gimmicky that they spelled out Pixies and Cactus.
I mean, it is, but that makes it more fun. Yeah.
Steve Albini has a lot of criticism about himself.
Yeah.
And then Vamos.
That's my favorite song on this side. It's a lot of fun. I like all the weird feedback playing. I like the way the tempo kind of picks up near the end of it, and like Frank starts doing kind of the triplets on the acoustic guitar at that part too. And yeah, it's more god awful Spanish that means nothing. More references to incest. It's just a good song. It's the only long song.
Friends that look like lesbians.
Yeah, it's the only long song on the whole album. But it's it gives the band a little chance. Like it gives David and Joey a little chance to flex. Which with an album full of like such short songs, Sometimes the the two members of the band that never sing don't get to do much, and this gives them a chance to flex. It gives Joey a chance to do like something interesting with like how he really liked to do the Velvet Underground, Sonic Youth style guitar feedback type stuff, and gave David a chance to play really fast.
I think if I had to pick between a favorite, it'd either be between that one and Brick is Red.
Yeah, Brick is Red is just a great closer.
Yeah, that was a great track to end it on. But before we get to that, I'm Amazed.
Which is I think has the best like studio banter I've ever heard in my life. Where she's just like, and fucked him at school, and all I know, and she's like, he was into field hockey players, and Frank Black saying, I wanted to go out for the team. I don't know. That's unfortunately, I'm not the song's okay. It's not the best.
You weren't amazed?
Nah, it's not one of their best songs. I think I don't even know if they played it any other than on the album. But it's good for what it is.
I kind of forgot the vibe of it, so.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I am amazed.
Yeah, it's the one. It just starts in a really dark place with the new bride shooting herself in the head. But it's kind of a quick song. It's over. It doesn't.
Yeah, I think even with the banter in it, it's only it's less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, a minute 41 here.
Yeah, and then Brick is Red, great closer. I liked the lead guitar kind of melody at the beginning.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think it has like one of my favorite Pixies intro. I actually do wish that song was longer.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it ends before it should, but it's still it's still a great song though. So, and it's a good closer.
It is. I think
makes me want to start over and listen to the whole thing again.
Yeah, we were talking about on the Lord Such episode how it's kind of important to have a strong closer when he didn't for either of his sides. But I would say both of the closers on both of these sides were strong and very good to end on.
Yeah, I think this is probably the most consistent. Like their original run of albums, all great, all bangers. There's not a song that I don't like on that. Yeah. Original run of albums, but I think this one is probably the most consistent, the most cohesive, it was when the band was at its most cohesive, so maybe that's part of that.
I'm in like the minority too in this because I think Trompe Le Monde is like probably one of my favorites, and it's the one that they were the least cohesive.
Oh yeah, Trompe Le Monde is great. Trompe Le Monde's kind of is their most underrated album, I think.
I think it's because it came out and then people associated it with their breakup.
Yeah. But it's great. Maybe we'll do a separate episode on it, but like it has some great synth playing from
Eric Drew Feldman.
Yeah, who they poached from Pere Ubu. So it's
Is that one of those albums where the band was falling apart, but they were still like somehow making an album around it?
Yeah, kinda, because they still did a tour after they made the album. So, and they were still together. They toured because they broke up in 92.
Yeah.
The album came out in 91. They did a tour like right after the album, and then that's when Frank Black did his infamous sending a fax announcing that the band had broken up.
It reminds me of the scene in Back to the Future 2 when Marty gets fired and he's like, "Read my fax."
That's honestly like one of the worst passive-aggressive band breakups I can think of.
But actually, it's funny because they've been back together longer than they were broken up.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Because they were only broken up. They were broken up for like 11 years.
Yeah, from like 92. Yeah, 2003.
2003, 2004.
Yeah.
They did so they did their reunion in 2004 when I was in Iraq. so I didn't get to see him on their reunion tour.
Then they kept doing reunion tours and kept doing reunion tours and kept doing reunion tours, and then eventually decided to make new music. And then Kim was like, nah, I like being in the Breeders more. I'm going to focus on the band where I'm the lead singer and write all the music instead.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which does make sense. So then they continued on without her, which...
Were the Pixies like Fleetwood Mac, and that they were all having sex with each other and doing too many drugs?
No. They were probably doing too... Well, they weren't doing it like Fleetwood Mac levels of drugs, I think. But
I think Kim Deal had a little bit of an alcohol problem.
yeah.
And I think also Dave Lovering did, but they got clean. So it was... I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to say that they were, but they
You heard it here first, folks. Sean says that they were all having sex with each other and doing drugs.
No.
The alt rock scene at that time, you did have the heavy drug using bands, but it wasn't like the levels of rockstar hedonism excess that you saw in like the 70s.
Well, and I think the alternative scene was rejecting a lot of that rock and roll hedonism because the 80s clearly took that way too far, and I think the alternative and grunge movements were kind of a reaction to that.
Yeah.
There was a story that I saw Frank Black tell one time, and he was talking about how they were, I don't know if they were playing a show with some like that kind of glam rock 80s band, and their manager was talking about how their whole like setup, and we got all these lights and blah blah blah, and like he was talking to the Pixies manager, and Frank Black was in earshot or something, and he's like telling about we got all these lights and the pyrotechnics, and then he asked the Pixies manager, like, well, what do you have? And the Pixies manager says, well, we have 25 good fucking songs. And Frank Black's like, yes.
And they, like, their live sets were kind of, like, legendary like that, where, they would, like, blast through a whole bunch of songs without a lot of banter in between, just because they had a lot of really good short songs. Like, they liked keeping their songs short because Buddy Holly's songs were short. The Ramones' songs were short. Like, they wanted to do that kind of music, just the kind of in and out, don't waste a lot of your time type of thing, but use that to play like a whole lot of songs.
Meanwhile, I'm like, hey, we should close out the set with a 10-minute song. That won't piss anybody off.
I kind of took the philosophy, I took it from when I was doing my other band. I took that philosophy of like, I didn't really like a lot of stage banter, even though the lead singer did. And then I also took kind of the Ramones thing, where instead of like stopping in between songs, I just kept going, because that reduced the amount of stage banter. Because sometimes I watch bands on stage, and if they're like sitting there not saying anything, but they're like, you guys could be playing right now, why aren't you playing a song? It kind of annoys me.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I like stage banter, but
you don't like doing stage banter.
Oh, I mean, as an audience member, I like stage banter, but some people do not have a talent for it that think they have a talent for it.
Maybe that's what I don't like, is when people think they have a talent for it, and then they're like sitting there like, oh, I drove in today. Weather was really bad,
I remember once for your old metal band Megaton, you had me and another friend of ours, Dan, record, like little synth songs that you could play while you were tuning your guitars, so that you wouldn't have to talk to the audience while everyone else finished up tuning.
Yeah.
So you'd play those like through your drummer's like sampler pad.
Usually, especially at that time period, a lot of my stage banter was random shit that came to my head. Like, the guys in Megaton had to take me to the side and be like, Steve, nobody cares that the song is in C now. Yeah. Or, what was, there was something I used to say all the time that... Oh, no. One of my favorite stage banter fails that I ever had was when we were on stage for like National Alcohol Day or something. I forget the exact. It was a specific drink, but we'll say National Alcohol Day because that's funny. And I'm like, hey, a toast to National Alcohol Day, but I didn't have a beer, so I just held up my hands. And then there was like 2 people in there, and they were clearly not interested in seeing my band. So, yeah, stage banter was never a strong suit of mine. And it was funny when I was in Gong Farmer and your guitar player just told me no.
He told me no too, and I said fuck you.
Well, I did too, but I like quit the band.
Well, I did say worse things than you on stage.
Yeah.
I remember one time my ex-girlfriend said that like I said something into the microphone, and it was something more akin to like, hey, can somebody get me my water or something? And she said that he turned like super red because he was mad that I said something into the mic.
Well, he got mad because we played a song that wasn't on the set list one time. We should probably cut this part out.
Probably. Let's not talk shit about Dinger.
Yeah.
I like working with Dinger sometimes.
Yeah.
I love the one where the stage banter that we were doing, and we had like a heckler, and I shut the heckler down, but you can just see the moment that Dinger loses his fucking mind on stage. Because he's just like, oh!
Yeah.
You know, I think Dinger's a guy a lot like Steve Albini, where he has a particular vision of where he wants his band to go, and you and me were not fitting into that vision very well.
Well, I think I wasn't too bad because I did play to the song a lot, and I did fall in line, but I probably am. I'm just such a goofball that I can't take it all seriously. I can't do that. That's just not the way I work.
Yeah.
So when I do say something like off the wall,
telling the heckler that you'll give him a handy for some black tar heroin after the set. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was funny, and the guy shut the fuck up. So
it was.
So there was no problem. But Dinger did not like that. He's like, you can't tell people you'll give them black tar heroin and give them a handy. I said he would give me a handy. This part's all for us, I think.
Yeah.
I might keep it in. It's not like he's going to listen to it.
Yeah.
He might.
Might.
If you do, Dinger, I love you and I miss you. Those lonely nights when we held each other so tight.
Well, if he wasn't mad before, now he is.
Love you, bud. Love your butthole.
The song Sunshine on My Butthole is about you.
I dedicate it to you, Dinger.
Now let's all get testicle tanned.
Yes. Anyway,
I guess to sum up my my thoughts on the album, overall, I'm having a hard time recalling specific moments, and I'm not sure if that's because my ADHD brain is just going, well, it's the first time you've heard it, so we're going to blend it all together into one confusing mess in your head until the next time you listen to it. Or if it's one of those albums where I see it more as an entire piece rather than a collection of songs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I'm having a hard time like thinking back to specific moments on the album, but I remember the vibe of the whole album, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
With how short and fast the songs are, it's easy to do that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, yes, that's fair. I would say that this album is a whole experience. And I wasn't kidding when I said when Brick is Red was done, and I'm like, I wanted to listen to the whole thing, because that's the way I used to do it back in the day. I would just listen to it over. Because really, listening through once is not really doing the album justice.
Yeah. And it's like, the reason why I say it's the best Pixies album is because, and that it's the most cohesive, is because of listening to it as a whole. There are a lot of Pixies songs on their next album, Doolittle, that I like better than every song on this one. But, you know, like, as a collection of songs, Surfer Rosa is the better album.
Yeah, and I always, you know, since this is kind of a vinyl-focused podcast, I think it's really nice to highlight albums where it's more cohesive like that, because these days it's just so much easier to pick up an album and be like, well, it has 3 great songs on it and the rest are kind of eh. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you could just take those 3 songs and put them on a playlist these days. But, you know, back in the day, you didn't really have that luxury. I mean, you could make mixtapes, but that was probably a huge pain in the ass compared to just pressing playlists. So
That's why there's an entire novel and movie about weird guys who make mixtapes off of records and how bad they are at their relationships. High Fidelity is great, both the book and the movie. Love them both.
I do too, actually.
But yeah, overall, I would say it's a great album experience if you're looking for something where you can sit down and listen to the whole thing through, or even, you know, since we have the side, the 2-side dynamic to the podcast, you can even take in each side as its own entity in a way, I'd say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to begin to grade it because it's in my top albums of all time. So if I had a grade, it'd be like A plus infinity.
Yeah.
How much better is it compared to Ace Frehley's solo album?
Okay, so the difference between the Pixies, Surfer Rosa, and Ace Frehley's solo album is like caviar for the brain versus McDonald's for the colon.
I'm kind of picturing it on that scale where it's like, you know how they're trying to like make you imagine how much money billionaires have by showing literally like what $1 billion looks like in dollars. So I'm imagining like you're like, this album is the Ace Frehley album is like $1. This is $1 million. It's that big of a difference in quality,
Pretty
and
much.
you will never get there by making minimum wage.
And the funny thing is like they did more with a low fidelity recording than he did with the most overproduced fucking record in the world. So what does that tell you, in my opinion, on the fucking album?
Well, to reference another one we recorded today, to break the illusion, we did the Lord Such episode today, and I think it has more in common with that record than it would with Ace Frehley, especially with the lo-fi guitar parts.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting to listen to those 2 albums, like, kind of back to back, just with all, like, the low fidelity, the really aggressive, non-traditional singers, the instruments being louder than the vocals in the mix, all of that, yeah.
Well, and I would say the drummer kind of reminded me a bit of how heavy-handed John Bonham is. So,
Yeah, I also like having 3 minimalist art punk people and then like a Rush fan in the same band too.
I mean, that's kind of our band
That
dynamic
kind of
almost.
is, yeah. And put the Rush fan on the drums, yeah.
Well, overall, I would recommend it to somebody that has my music mentality. If you're into Soundgarden or Alice in Chains or any of the grunge bands from that period, they have a lot in common with that. But at the same time, they have a lot in common with art punk and stuff. So, you know, if you're a fan that listened to our Talking Heads or Cabaret Voltaire episodes previously, and you somehow haven't listened to Pixies, I would say you'd be a fan.
Yeah, I think it's probably more likely that Pixies fans need to discover Cabaret Voltaire, but yeah, the Cabaret
if you're a
fans have
Pixies-
never heard of the Pixies, but yeah.
If you're a Pixies fan that hasn't heard of Cabaret Voltaire, go check out our Crackdown episode.
Yeah.
I suppose just go listen to the Crackdown rather than listen to us talk about it. But
I will do that.
you better, or else there's going to be a crackdown.
Do do do.
Well, I think we've gabbed enough.
Yeah, catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Bye, fuckers.
I'm gonna go have incest now.
Hey everyone, Steve here. Check out our new release, Live, Laugh, Love the Alliterates. Now available on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, and more. Now check out the song Cult of Reason, a song about sending monarchs to the guillotine.
Side 1, Side B is a Floof Goof Studios production. Check us out on the interwebs by going to my website, killrockmusic.com. That's KILRAVOCK music.com. And there's a tab for Side 1, Side B. And additionally, you can check out me and Dave's projects, The Alliterates and Lucid Fugue, respectively. You can also check us out on Instagram at KillRockMusicSWS and Dave_Diction. Thank you. Waka waka. Suck it. What's up?
Let's shut the fuck up.
We're gonna choke you.
My mouth is on fire.
Let me show you how to jam.
Wrong.
Flip, flip, flip.
All right.